It's the way to go. Eat a fig, not a pig, let your kindness show. If it's your wig or a jig or a swig, do you dig? Big. It's the way to go. It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
When something's fat, there's a lot to show. It's gotta be fat to help the movement grow. Making fat loud chat that won't be flat. It's that. And here's our show. It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
Got that vegan glow, like a drag queen calling Patrick Goudreau. I'm a YouTube vegan cooking up good eating. Veganism makes me glow. It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
All right, vegans, all together now. When something's fat, there's a lot to show. It's gotta be fat to help the movement grow. Making fat loud chat that won't be flat. It's that.
It's the way to go.
It's Big Fat Vegan Radio.
Hey everyone, welcome to Big Fat Vegan Radio. We're podcasting from East Coast to West Coast to discuss veganism in all of its glory. I'm here all by myself, and I'm excited to introduce today's interview. So the interview was a little crazy. We had so many sound problems, and I'm just really want to thank my subjects for their incredible patience. So I did my best to edit it out. So hopefully you guys won't even know that there were sound issues, except for the fact that I just told you. So just act like you never heard that. Anyway, I met the amazing vegan cookbook author, Tess Challis, and we really hit it off. I liked her so much, and we became Facebook friends. And I found out she has an amazing, talented daughter who is a young vegan chef. You can check her out on Facebook. She's Alethea, Vegan Kid Chef, and she's just really getting started and doing her first cooking demos and getting into cooking more independently and becoming a young chef. And she's a great talent, so I thought I would have her on the show and have her talk about growing up vegan and everything that she's up to now. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it. So let's just take it away. Ladies, welcome to Big Fat Vegan Radio. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Do we need to do that again? I thought you were introducing like lady.
Nope,
I thought you were like, but I'm like only for women. Okay,
and we will not be redoing this under any circumstances. It is perfect.
Oh, our fans. Oh well.
Well, I'm very excited to have you guys on the show. Real quickly, Tess. Well, let's just talk about you and all your awesome stuff that you do. I actually met Tess at sort of like an insanely popular meetup that I randomly went to, and it was really fun. And I liked her very much because she's you're very funny, Tess. You're a very funny lady.
Well, I think you're very funny because you think I'm funny. Well, so I think
I liked you really right away. I was
the feeling was quite mutual here.
Oh, thank you. And then, so I know that you have the website Get Wasted and also your website, Radiant Health Inner Wealth.
Yes.
And you've also written like 400 books or something.
With the 2 O's left off the back. Yeah, 4 books, working on a couple more.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I've been vegan for 23 years. I completely am in love with it. I'm in love with everything about it. And I've written 4 books. My biggest passion is getting people really excited about vegan food. So my path is really turning people on to the amazing flavors so that people say, wow, if I ate like this every day, I would be vegan. And that's my thing. And that's kind of a few years into being vegan, that's where I kind of really found my groove with my passion for my career and my work life is it's just getting people really excited about how full and satisfying and amazing the flavors in vegan food can be. So that's kind of what I do. I also do wellness coaching because I personally have gone through a lot of health issues and health struggles and have found a plant-based diet, a vegan diet, to be immensely healing and helpful with all of those issues. So being and working at, I'm co-founder Get Wasted. It's kind of like a plant-based alternative to Weight Watchers. We have directors all over the world running meetings and turning people on to health and wellness through better eating and healthier lifestyle. And I will say that me having been vegan for 23 years and having so many health issues growing up is part of why we have this little darling sitting next to me, Alethea, vegan kid chef. She's like me. She just loves being vegan.
So you did have a vegan pregnancy, then you were vegan before you got pregnant. Obviously, 23 years. Duh. Do the math.
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah. Right. I've been vegan for 23 years. My Alethea's 11, so you seem smart. You can do the math.
Yes. I can't, apparently.
Yeah, what's kind of cool, So what I like to tell people too is, everyone has their own health and all that, but for myself, what I've found is, again, a background of extreme health issues for so many years, within a couple weeks, found that, wow, all of these problems are just going away because of my shift away from animal foods. So basically for the last 23 years, what I've found is that I have actually not really supplemented my diet. I've relied on actual real foods for my nutrients. And so even through my pregnancy, I was not taking prenatals and finding that, every 2 weeks I'd go and get my levels checked at the midwives. And every time they'd say, everything's high, everything's high. Well, one time I went in and found out that my iron was on the low end of normal. And so instead of freaking out and going out and getting iron pills like my mom suggested, I actually just started eating more beans and greens. And the next time I went back in, it was high again. So the point is that I was pregnant and not taking prenatals, and still my body was completely supporting a healthy baby and myself on just plants. And so, 11 years later, just recently I got tested. I got tested for everything from calcium to iron to B12 to vitamin D, pretty much everything I could think of. And everything, my levels were all really high. And of course I say this not to brag, but just to show that you don't need to spend money on supplements and all that stuff to be a healthy vegan or a healthy anybody. Plants are just amazing. Plants, and I don't even eat that great all the time. I eat pretty well, but just relatively whole food, eat my veggies kind of diet, and it's amazing. So yeah, really healthy pregnancy, healthy child, and it's really not that complicated. It's pretty simple. You just feed them pretty well. I mean, she's never been restricted completely. I mean, she definitely eats vegan junk food, probably more than she should, but
me too, Alethea.
She's doing a lot better.
Me too.
So it's pretty tempting, but it's incredible. And the difference between our health at all of her life, the difference between my health at her age and her health is night and day. It's incredible.
Wow.
Because I was sick.
That must be really interesting for you to see from that perspective, having not grown up on a vegan diet and then to, get to see your daughter grow up with it, to see the differences. Yeah, that's because, I had terrible allergies as a kid, and a lot of it had to do with, for me, it was dairy. We didn't know for so long that I was allergic to dairy. My grandmother always tells the story about me turning down milk when I was a baby. I wouldn't take a bottle. And they were also worried about it, but it was actually making me sick, and I knew it. I knew it as a baby that it was making me sick. I was trying to stop them, which is totally interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? I'm probably allergic to dairy too. I mean, I've never labeled myself that way, but it made me sick all through my life. And I was so sick as a child, I became immune to every antibiotic on the market because I went through every antibiotic and did it so many times that I couldn't. So, I mean, I was sick all of the time. And so no one ever said, oh, maybe it's what you're eating. Maybe your body doesn't like meat and dairy products. It was never even a thought. It was like, okay, I just got back from having strep throat. I'm going to go have my bologna sandwich and my Doritos and my glass of milk now.
Oh.
And in another week I'm sick again. Isn't that interesting? So yeah, it's incredible. And Alethea, she gets sick. Maybe she'll get the flu from the other kids, but 10 hours later she's out running around outside, whereas everybody else is still sick.
Shake it off.
And she rarely ever gets sick, and she's never had strep throat, which I had probably dozens of times as a kid. And so just the difference is incredible.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
I had strep throat a lot too. A lot. It was a big problem for me. They almost took my tonsils out. Yeah.
Dairy. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Well, Alethea is the real reason we're here. No offense, Tess. And I'm really
same thing. Yep.
I'm really excited to have you on the show because I don't think we have ever. Nope, that's definitely true. I think we've never had anyone on the show who's been vegan their whole life, and it's just totally a unique, awesome new thing that. I mean, it's getting more common, it's more commonplace. So I just really wanted to ask you about what that's been like for you.
Okay. Well, when I was little, honestly, sometimes I would like get non-vegan stuff, but that was only I never get meat on purpose. But usually I was unaware of it. Like I can still remember this when I was like, how old was I? Like 3 at the Maple. I was like 2 or 3, and for some reason I can still remember this.
Wow.
And there's this Maple thing at my school, and my mom was there, and so there's like this little ice cream booth thing, and I had non-vegan ice cream, so I went over to it and assumed it was vegan, and I got some like non-vegan strawberry ice cream, and my mom's like, and I'm just looking at, hey mommy, I got ice cream, and then she's like, honey, that's not vegan. I'm like, oh.
She thought the whole world was vegan at that time.
Oh, I know.
She didn't quite get that little age.
That's definitely the case.
Like, why would
my experience with the toddlers is that they, like my little toddlers, they think all chicken is vegan chicken. Like they think all nuggets are vegan nuggets.
Yeah. I could see that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, you're in your little bubble in your home, especially when you're like, still at home and a tiny toddler. It's like, then you go out in the world and the pancakes aren't vegan and
yeah.
It'll catch you off guard. But I am trying to teach them to ask people if is this vegan? I'm trying to teach them that.
Yeah. You have to ask.
You have to ask. Yeah. It's true. Alethea, I know that you go to a Waldorf school now, but when you were younger and you were in public school, did you have any experiences with sort of the public school food scenario that affected you being the only vegan in the room?
This was in 2nd grade, by the way, because that's the last time I went to an elementary school. But I really didn't like the smells or the egg smell really very much.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes like it got so bad I had to go in the bathroom because it smelled really bad. And then I also remember it was kind of silly. They made you put hand sanitizer on because they didn't give you time to wash your hands, so like your food would taste like hand sanitizer.
Oh my gosh, they made you they didn't give you time to wash your hands before lunch?
No.
Oh, that's
if you did that
crazy.
If you did that, like if say I went to the cafeteria and got their food, if I did that, I'd be like at the back of the line, or like and by the time I got my food, like lunch would be over.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's horrible. So I'm curious, Tess, on the parenting end, I'm curious how much, because I get asked this question a lot, obviously, because I work with kids, and I get about how much and when you explored sort of the animal rights side of things.
Yeah, it's funny. I recently did an interview with someone who was doing a book on that, and I never have had to tell her too much about animal rights. It's interesting. You tell children very little, and this is what I always say about my daughter is I've never forced veganism on her. I've just given her very basic information, and she just through having that basic information is very dedicated to wanting to be vegan. Plus the fact that we eat really well. Yeah. She's totally psyched on it. There's absolutely no, and has never been any pressure. Hey, you have to eat this way. So the animal rights has really been more just, very basic information on how animals are raised. Mm-hmm. And she just loves animals. And I think most kids inherently love animals.
Oh, me
and
too. I think that too. 100%. I agree with you.
Yeah. And you working with kids, I used to do a lot of babysitting, and it was I'm sure you probably find this maybe, but it's a very fine line because you don't want to say so much that the parents are going to rage at you.
Yeah.
But the kids ask and they want to know. And I used to babysit a lot of kids, and they'd be like, wow, I want to be vegan, because you just tell them as little as possible. And they're like, why? Then they're like horrified that their parents are giving them meat.
Yeah.
The more they find out, they're like,
I actually
what? Who are these monsters?
I actually have more of a problem of that within family than I do in work, because in work everybody knows I'm vegan, and usually I have really respectful people that I work for who are like, oh, they totally fine with me not feeding the kids any meat and being really cool with it. But then my like family, if I'm out with like my family and their kids and they're asking me questions, it's like I don't want to start like a like a whole thing at the table, the family thing.
Absolutely.
Well,
oh yeah, families can be fun.
Well, Alethea, I know your friend is there, and do you want to jump in? What's your name?
My name is Faith.
Hi, Faith. How are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. So, you're allegedly a big fan of the cooking.
Yes, I think it is very flavorful, and I really like vegan food.
That's awesome. I do too.
When we first started hanging out, she really had no familiarity with being vegan at all or what it meant. And so I kind of made it my mission. I got kind of excited about that. I'm like, okay, we're cooking good today. So, and I was just doing some recipe testing, and I couldn't believe how much she liked the tofu. And then we went to the store and got a bunch of stuff. And I think she kind of prefers the stuff we cook here at home, though, to the processed thing to get out. But it was kind of cool because after the weekend, she ended up wanting to stay longer, and I think part of it was because of the food. She's nodding.
Totally.
But yeah, and then she was like, and then I said, well, what did you think? Here, I'll ask you, Faith. Faith, what did you think of vegan food was before you met us?
I thought it was all fruits and vegetables and raw tofu.
Raw tofu. Ooh.
The first time I tried tofu, I went to a Chinese food place, and there was raw tofu in the buffet. And I got a little piece, and I put it on a napkin, and I took a little bite, and I thought to myself, this is nasty. And when she said that we were eating tofu, I was like kind of horrified because of the first time I tried tofu, and when I took the first bite of Tess's tofu, I was just completely in love. I really loved it.
Oh, wow.
That's a nice one. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we made it for her again tonight. So tonight we did the tofu again. She really liked it.
Yeah, when I was little, like all my friends, they'd come over to my house, and I remember my mom used to make these vegan raw berry Starbar things. We'd like sneak them out of the freezer while my mom was upstairs. And also I remember like my friend, her name's Lily. She doesn't like tofu at all. But when she comes to my mom's house, she thinks my mom makes the best tofu. She actually said that she's like, Tess, I only like your tofu. Like, she really doesn't like anyone else's but hers.
That's so funny.
This is turning into a Tess tofu commercial. I love it.
Well,
Keep
I want you
going.
to make me some tofu, Tess, but also that's why what you do is great, Tess, because it's just really true. I remember when I had never had tofu I liked before I learned how to make it, because most people just don't know how to make it.
You're right. They don't.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. And most tofu I eat in places, I'm like, that's gross.
I've had a lot of nasty tofu from random like Chinese restaurants and stuff. I am wondering, so did you say anything about, with other kids at school and stuff, do you ever feel made fun of or different?
Well, of the diet, like that. But I remember when I was little, some people would kind of say, ew, you're vegan? Or they'd be like, it's disgusting. Or they just like make weird and kind of rude side comments.
Yeah, I'm wondering, would that be from other kids? Or I feel like you're going to get more of that from grown-ups than you are from other kids.
Well, it was actually more kids, because
Really?
that was when I was at school. Grown-ups are probably like, they wanted to say that, but they didn't want to, I guess.
Well, but now obviously you feel very confident and you're converting all your friends and they're all coming over to your house for tofu.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Nicely done.
Yeah. Yeah, when
Faith said, I can agree on that.
Nice. Nice, Faith.
Yeah, when I first met like Faith and I told her I was vegan, she's like, what is that exactly? I'm like, and then I explained it to her, and then I remember we came to my house and I got the vibe from her, she thought it was kind of weird. But then when she tried the food, she like, ooh, this is kind of good. And she like got more into it, and then we went to the store because she never really paid attention to vegan food before. And like I showed her everything that's vegan. She's like, oh, that's vegan? Wait, no, that's not vegan. Oh, it is? And so like it was kind of cool. And then she and turns out she really actually did like tofu. But one time I did try tofu raw before and it was disgusting. But it's way better cooked, so I see why people don't like tofu if they try it like that.
Oh, totally.
I exactly remember when me and Alethea was hanging out, and I was like, oh, hey, I have a burrito in the fridge. Want to share it? And she's like, oh, does it have, like, cheese and meat in it? I'm like, yeah. Don't you like cheese and meat? And she's like, I know this is kind of weird, but I'm vegan. I'm like, oh, what does vegan mean? And then she explained it all to me, and they invited me over to lunch that day. And I was like, oh, I get to try some vegan food. And I just really loved it. It was very good.
Were you nervous at all? Did you think the food was going to be weird?
Yeah, because she said that we were going to eat tofu, and I thought that tofu was disgusting at that point.
Right.
But when Tess cooked it, it was just really yummy.
Rock on, Tess.
Everybody's going to want to buy all my cookbooks now because of that tofu recipe.
Well, they should
I should find the
anyway,
page.
because you have all these other fabulous recipes in there.
That's true.
Outside of Whole Foods, just like lay all your cookbooks out like they do in the library, and she should have like a little platter of her tofu, like sesame tofu and regular tofu, and then she should hand out free samples, and that'll encourage people for her cookbooks. Yeah, and she'd have like 1 million cookbooks there, and then they'd all be gone in like a day.
I like this plan. This is a really good retirement plan for me. Let's do it.
Yes.
Outside of Whole Foods.
You have a really adorable marketing team.
I do. They're the best.
Awesome.
I pay them in tofu.
Yes, I love
So cheap. They're so cheap.
They are soy rich. Yeah.
They're soy rich. That's so awesome. All right. Well, Alethea, I also wanted to ask you, I saw on Facebook that you did your first cooking demo.
Oh yeah, yeah, it wasn't the best one, but
Well,
either
it's your
for
first.
my mom, but it was still pretty cool. Yeah.
So, what inspired you to want to get into doing cooking demos? I mean, I know that's a big deal. I mean, Honey LaBronx only just started doing those recently.
Cooking demos. Well, I really liked cooking, and I started like kind of this year I started extra getting into like just me cooking, and so I guess I'd call it audition. I kind of auditioned for this vegan kid cook-off show, and I made some peach pie, and then I kind of got more inspired to cook. And so then when my mom said they could do a cooking food demo for me, I thought that'd be really cool.
Did you have a good time? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, it was pretty fun also eating the popped amaranth.
Yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to ask you. I hope you don't mind me putting you on the spot, but I have a humongous bag of amaranth that somebody gave me, and I don't know what to do with it. So I was wondering if you could tell me what you do with amaranth.
Okay, so you pop it like little pieces of popcorn. So first, pretty much, you just, what you do is you put you heat up the pan to like medium heat, and then you put like around 3 amaranth pieces in there, and then once they either get dark brown or pop, you know the pan's hot enough. So then you pour those out, and then you pour in about either a teaspoon or slightly less of amaranth into the pot, and then you just shake it instantly, and then once it pops, you just put it in a bowl, and the longer you the more you go, the it'll pop easier.
Okay. And you just eat that like a snack, just popped amaranth.
Yeah.
That sounds
salt and
delicious.
If you want oil. Yeah, and you don't put any oil. You add oil, but not like in the pan. And also you use like a smooth surface pan.
Oh, okay.
Like something you'd pop popcorn in.
Sure, like a pot. Yeah, all right. Thank you. I have so much amaranth, I can't even tell you how much I have. It's ridiculous. I have a huge bag.
It's the world's most tiny, cute, adorable, and yet nutritious and delicious popcorn.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so that's a motivation.
It's good for you, right? It's a healthy snack.
Oh, it's insanely nutritious. What do you know about amaranth, Alethea?
Well, it has lots of iron. It really strengthens your vegan muscles, and it has twice the calcium of cow's milk.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you obviously like popped amaranth. Do you think the little ones would like it too? Can I give it to my little ones?
Oh yeah, like most of the people at the food demo were like kids, and like they'd stop by and they really liked it.
Oh, great. Awesome.
And you can tell I like it because everyone there could. I was like shoving it in my mouth. And I don't do that with everything.
Well, I have to say, I don't trust a cook who doesn't like their own food.
Mm-mm.
I do not trust them. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it's Honey LaBronx.
Hi, can you hear me?
The volume just got really, really diminished. So I don't know what happened there.
Can you?
You got really diminished.
I'm working on it.
Now,
You
who am
guys
I
hear
on
us
with?
Okay.
I can hear everybody just fine myself.
Okay. Well, we'll just.
Turn up
I wonder if I
volume.
can you guys say something?
Ben, can you say something?
I can
Oh,
say
good.
anything. I'm an actor, so I can say anything. I can do anything.
That's
Why
awesome.
is
I just
that-
put
why
my
is that
speaker on
funny?
so we can hear you now.
Why is that funny?
Well, Ben, I want you to meet Tess and Alethea.
Alethea?
Yes.
Hi, Alethea.
Hi.
So you've been vegan longer than me. I've been vegan 4.5 years. How about you?
11?
Oh, I see. I see what's going on here. You're trying to outdo Miss LaBronx. Okay, I will bow. I will bow before the official vegan queen. Well, that's awesome. What do your friends at school think about you being vegan?
Pass on to Mom.
Pass on to Mom. You can answer that. What do your friends at school think about you being vegan? She wants me to answer. They think it's really cool because we were just talking before you got on the phone, honey, that we did a lot of cooking at her school with the kids. So by the end of the year, they thought it was pretty awesome that she was vegan because they knew that when we showed up and did food, it would be the most delicious thing they ate all day. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than their cafeteria food.
So yeah, slightly. Yeah. Alethea was talking earlier about how when she was in the cafeteria in public school, she would actually go in the bathroom to relieve the smells of the cafeteria.
Yeah.
So that tells you something about, how a child who's never eaten meat feels about the smell of it.
Oh my God.
They're willing to just go hang out in a bathroom because it smells better
It
than
smells
the cafeteria.
better than the cafeteria. I do have visceral recollection of what my cafeteria smelled like. Visceral. I can almost recall it.
Oh, me too. Totally.
Very disgusting.
My friend used to go to Waldorf school when I didn't, but my friend Ella, I remember like once there's some kind of event at the public school, and so she went for like one day. She ate the cafeteria food, and she thought it was gross, and that day she puked.
Whoa.
Like literally.
That's so gross. I recall my best friend in high school, this always breaks my heart when I remember this. Her family was on the food program, so she got free lunches. And she had a hamburger and french fries every day for lunch. That's what I remember. I remember it so clearly.
Wow. And she's vegan now, right?
No, but she's like really close because she's raising she's raising her little boy, and she's like she was like, she's like, we're gonna go vegan, and I was like, right on, sister. Hey, okay, Ben was out for that. He's back now.
I'm back now. I don't know if this is
no
better.
one will notice that you were gone. It was seamless.
Oh, you're seamless.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I've always thought so. I'm glad I had the opportunity to finally say it. I meant Alethea. I didn't mean, you, but you're good. You're all right.
Oh, I'm full of seams.
You are a girl.
Seams.
You are unseemly is the word for you.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Thank you. I'm getting funnier.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, so back to Alethea. So I think it's awesome. You guys already said this while I was backstage.
I'm sure we did.
But this speaks volumes, Alethea, that when people are like, oh, but we're meat eaters by nature, that this girl who's never eaten meat, when she smells it, her natural body's reaction is to reject it. Like,
wow,
that's just awesome. That's such evidence.
Yeah, there's this Thai place that we really like in Pagosa, and I usually order like mixed vegetables in this brown sauce, and like no one really spoke English except this one waiter, and he moved to Florida, and so because they're all Thai, and so since they didn't really quite understand what I said, instead of putting a brown sauce in, they put chicken broth. Ooh. And so I at first when I got it, I'm like, this doesn't really look right. It looks too light to be a brown sauce. And then I tried one bite, and I'm like, okay, this is definitely chicken broth. And was it you that tried it, or Carl afterwards?
And then I took a tiny little taste of it on my so she took like a tiny little just taste. This doesn't taste right.
Just instantly knew.
You guys gotta know, for me, people, it's been 4.5 years since I've eaten animal stuff, and I can kind of tell when something's not vegan, but you gotta really have a fine-tuned palate. Like, oh yeah, this tastes like something I've never eaten in my life. It's not right.
Yeah.
So, question for you, Alethea. You have never eaten animal flesh before. So what do you think of vegan meats, like vegan bacon or seitan, stuff like that? Do you like that stuff, or is it weird?
Well, I like the tofurkey like you have on Thanksgiving, but sometimes I like the other stuff. I like the chicken things that you put in the toaster and they get all crispy. But the other stuff, the Gardein things.
Oh yeah.
But the other things I'm not too obsessed with. They kind of taste too meaty for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good question, Ben.
Well, you're a good question. So, Alethea, what kind of stuff do you have for breakfast? Like, if you were gonna make your own food for a day, what would breakfast, lunch, and dinner look like for you on an average day?
Well, let's just say breakfast would be pancakes.
Oh.
Lunch. Let me see. Lunch would be. Let me think. Lunch would be. It would be a giant salad, me style, with apple slices and all that, and a tofu stir fry with brown rice
for dinner.
Oh God, I'm hungry.
I'm coming over.
Me too.
And then for dinner, it'd be peach pie and pizza.
Peach pie!
I learned
this is the second time you've mentioned peach pie, and now I want it so badly.
My roommate is from Atlanta, and I'm going with him in 2 weeks. We're going to go and visit his mom. His mom hasn't been well, so he and I are going to Atlanta, and we're going to bring a drag show to his mom.
Oh.
So, yeah. And I've never liked peaches, and he's like, "Girl, you have to come to Georgia if you're gonna decide what a peach should taste like." So I've never liked peaches, but I'm excited to finally go to Georgia and try a real peach.
You are such a lunatic that you don't like a peach.
I don't know. Peaches.
I have no
plums,
respect for your
nectarines.
dislike of peaches.
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
at least
God, we
can-
are soul sisters, Laura. I had the same thought when he said that. I was like, wow, I thought I respected him. I
No.
totally thought I
I know.
respected you.
He and I have this
I
a lot. He
am-
dislikes a lot of foods that I'm like, really? You don't like that? Really?
I would rather get over it. I would rather get over it.
You
but
will, I think, when you bite into a fresh Georgia peach. I think
You
your
know
mind
what
is gonna be
my
changed.
hope is? My hope comes from olives, because I used to be like, olives are disgusting, and if you don't think so, you're part of the problem. And I'm just gonna say, I was not wrong when that's how I felt. But now I get it. And like, my favorite olive is any olive. Any olive is my favorite olive. I can't get enough of them. In fact, I think I know now what I want to be photographed. We have this ongoing thing, like, what would you want to be photographed in a bathtub of?
It is a
I would
theme.
want to be photographed in a bathtub of olives.
What would you
And then
guys be photographed in if you could be photographed in a bathtub of something? You can have clothes on, obviously, or some kind of protective gear if you need it.
My mom makes really good.
Everything.
Ooh.
Really good everything.
Ooh, this one is really good. It's like a strudel with like raspberries in the middle, and then like this phyllo dough on the outside with this really good glaze, and it's delicious.
Bathtub full of strudel.
Okay, what's it called?
It's not that it's just a bathtub full of strudel is the point. That's why I'm laughing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great picture.
That's a great picture.
I love that picture.
This needs to be a coffee table book one day.
Our bathtub photos, fine.
Yeah. What about you, Tess?
Oh,
In a bathtub?
Yes.
Oh, no doubt. It would be passionberry kombucha.
Nice.
I could just
Ooh.
Drink it, straw in the
Yeah.
tub.
I'd have to
That
be really
has to-
clean when I got in though, so I could drink it.
Of course.
Every time I take a bath, I'm just going to give you all the info. I start by taking a shower because I don't want to see belly button lint floating in my bathtub.
You have to rinse before a bath, I think.
Yeah,
I
I
think so.
always shower before a bath, and while I'm in the shower, I Ajax and Brillo pad and bleach spray the entire bathtub, so it's like brand new.
All right, well, that's a
And then
bit
I
much.
rinse that down, and then I shower, and then I take a bath, and it's totally squeaky clean.
I get
But
the
I
feeling
would-
that
Yeah,
Ben
it's like-
doesn't clean his bathtub very often, which is why he has this issue.
No, I just do that anytime I bathe, and especially if I'm going to a hotel. If I'm going to a hotel,
Really?
I
You
will buy,
Ajax a hotel
I will,
bathroom?
I will buy Ajax
That's what-
and a Brillo pad and Epsom
Well, you know,
salt.
you can just use baking soda.
You
don't
can
need
use
to
baking
use
soda.
Ajax.
I
You
would
don't
go
need
ahead.
Ajax.
Wow.
I'm just telling you.
I
I'm
don't think I
surprised-
can ever allow you into my house to see my bathroom because you would cry. You would lose all respect for me.
Okay,
Oh, no,
Ben
you, girl,
is
you
so
should smile.
messy. He is giving you the wrong impression. He is the messiest
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, especially
But his
right now.
bathtub is
as I-
gleaming.
as
Only if he
I-
wants to take a bath. That's what I'm telling you. This happens like once every 3 years.
Actually, no, our bathtub is permanently kind of stained in certain ways that it never looks squeaky clean.
Very
it still
New York
has,
City.
Yeah. It's raining in
Wow.
our bathtub in our bathroom right now.
I
There's
have
like a
never
leak.
had a bathtub in New York City that looked like it was clean.
Yeah.
And they
have-
definitely were.
I have one more question. Back to Alethea. I
Sorry.
have one more question for Alethea. Let's just say that there was a drag queen who wanted you to come onto her cooking show. What would you make
Possibly.
to show the world? What would you want to make on the show?
well, I'd have to have time to think about that. But
Signature
if
dish.
I
Yeah,
had
you would need a
time,
signature dish.
Yeah, you can change your answer later.
either peach pie because it sounded really good,
Mhm.
or
Or pizza?
Can I just say her pizza is like off the hook?
Mm.
Ooh.
Julie Hassan and I exchanged cookbooks. She's a baby doll. I love her.
Oh, I love her. Yeah.
So
she's
we
great.
exchanged. Oh, freaking love her. So anyway, we exchanged cookbooks, and so Alethea just kind of got into her vegan pizza book and has been just rocking the homemade pizza crusts. And her pizzas are like insane. They're so good.
Well, you were
What's-
talking to a hardcore pizza junkie over here. I actually go to meetings.
Yeah, Laura, I caught her once. She was cooking up a pizza in a teaspoon, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
not,
I got problems.
okay.
I got pizza
Yeah.
problems.
What is the secret to pizza crust, Alethea? I know it's not easy. It's not like there's a science to it, right?
I don't know. It depends on what you're doing wrong.
Oh, this is turning into a crust clinic here.
Well, it's, I think it takes practice. Like bread. Bread takes practice, and pizza crust is a type of bread, basically.
Whenever I want to make pizza, go ahead.
Well, my dad makes some sourdough all the time, and it's like the best. And so, like, the other ones kind of suck compared to it. So, I guess I have it in my blood, and my mom makes really good multi-grain bread.
That's it.
Nice.
You got bread in your blood. I love
it.
Yep.
That sounds like
Bread
a condition. Whenever I want to make pizza, the thing that always stops me in my tracks is I'll go get some Daya cheese, I'll get some pizza sauce, I'll get some toppings, and then I remember, oh, right, pizza crust, pizza dough. And because I don't have it already made, so can you like make it up in batches and freeze it in little portions?
Yes.
See, that's what I got to start doing. I got to start doing that so I can always have pizza crust ready to go.
That's a great idea.
But a recipe which is the one I do, it's called Easy Peasy Pizza Dough, and it calls for white flour, but I just use brown, and it's still fine. And I just follow the recipe, and it's actually really easy, much easier than other ones, and you don't even have to knead it or anything.
Oh my gosh, I need to give that a try.
You need that recipe, honey LaBronx.
I need that recipe in my life. I need that recipe and Jesus in my life.
I just need the recipe.
Yeah, me too. I'll get back to Jesus.
I can pass on Jesus. Passing.
Oh my God. Alethea, I am in my studio right now. I just finished doing a couple of photo shoots, and I am so hungry now that we're talking about all
right.
this.
You're echoey. You're echoey in your studio.
You're echoey in my studio.
Shut up. Can you guys tell that Ben and I know each other? Gosh.
Yeah, we've met a few times. I got her number.
You guys are awesome.
Oh, thanks. Well, you guys are awesome. I actually, I'm really glad you came on the call, Ben. That was great.
Thank you. I'm going to take a bow.
Thanks for making the time, buddy.
I'm taking a bow. My stomach is starting to eat itself, which
All
is
right, well,
definitely
you go
not
eat,
vegan.
and then we'll record later.
So nice to meet you, Alethea and Tess. I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you in Chicago.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, hope to see you soon.
See you then. Bye.
Bye.
So thank you so much, you guys. Really, I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Really
It
fun
was
to have you on the
absolutely
show.
Oh, it was so fun to be on the show, and it was really our pleasure. So thank you so much for having us.
Oh,
Yes.
love it. Well, hopefully I'll see you again in person someday soon. And Alethea, hopefully I'll get to meet you someday soon. I'm sure we'll all be in the same place at one point or another.
She's reached her child level. Normally, she would be polite and say, "You too."
No, it's
But
cool.
I think she's getting really,
Get
getting
out,
hot.
get
It's
out.
really hot.
Get lost.
Like 90 degrees.
Get out
Yeah.
of the room. You're done.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you so much, Laura. This was so fun.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That interview was so much fun. I just wanted to thank Alethea and her mom for being on the show, and also her friend Faith for chiming in and just talking to us about what it's like to be a vegan kid these days and to be friends with a vegan kid these days. I want to just remind everyone to check out Tess's stuff at radianthealth-innerwealth.com and also getwasted.com. I'll also link to all of her books in the show notes. All right. Well, I just want to remind our listeners to call or email Big Fat Vegan Radio with any questions. Our number is 315-VEGAN-01. That's 315-834-2601. You leave us a voicemail and you might hear yourself on the show. You can email us always at bigfatveganradio@gmail.com. Please become a member if you go to bigfatveganradio.com and click on support us. There's a list of ways you can help us by making a donation, or there are other ways to help us that cost nothing at all. Please follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We are under Big Fat Vegan Radio, basically on every Radio, Big Fat Vegan Radio, on every platform as Big Fat Vegan Radio. You can find Honey always under Honey LaBronx, and you can always find me under Lara Yaz. Check out our YouTube channels. I've got 3 minutes about a movie going over at youtube.com/Lara Yaz, and Honey LaBronx, this vegan drag queen cooking show, is at thevegandragqueen.com. And as always, we remind you to buy some of our famous medieval oil at medievaloil.com. I'm actually running low. I need more medieval oil. So my medieval oil use of the day is to conserve it because I need to buy more. Big thank you, of course, as always, to Michael Harren for our fantastic theme song. You can check out more of his work at michaelharren.com, and to my friend Kelly Huffine for our character art and logo design. You can check out more of her work at kelly42fox.deviantart.com. And of course, a great big special thanks to our intern, Madison Marie. That's all we've got today for Big Fat Vegan Radio. Please subscribe to us through iTunes or your podcatcher of choice. It is extra helpful if you can give us an awesome rating and a glowing review. And please be sure to let us know what you thought of this episode on our Facebook page. Send us a tweet, leave us a voicemail, or leave us a comment at bigfatveganradio.com. We love to hear from you. Thanks for listening, everybody. Oh, and Faith and Alethea had one more thing they wanted to say.
Go vegan!
That was perfect. That was so perfect. I got goosebumps.
Woo!
I think, I was really happy that Ben was able to join in, and I don't know, should I say Ben Honey was able to join in and some questions. That was awesome.
And saved me, basically. He basically saved me. I was drowning.
Well, I didn't want to say it.
I imagine that the whole interview was like, so you guys like baseball?
I was terrible. I was terrible.